The following is an EHC media production.
Hey guys, this is Mike Larkin, podcaster and now soon to be owner of TalkingWrestling.com. That's right, it's TalkingWrestling.com. Check it out on Facebook, TalkingWrestling.com. Website is under construction, it's going to be soon out there, and the premise behind TalkingWrestling.com is I'm a guy who loves professional wrestling, and this is a site for all professional wrestling fans, and I've been blessed to work with a lot of great people. Max Wrestling Podcast, RWT, Impact Bodega, The Heelcast, the whole nine. So you're going to see a lot of content shared on the Facebook page, TalkingWrestling.com. My interviews with the likes of Amber Nova, Jimmy Rave, Casey Lennox, Brian Pillman Jr., etc., etc. You got Max Wrestling Podcast going to be shared there, RWT, Heelcast, Impact Bodega, etc., etc. The goal is to accentuate these podcasts. It's a website coming soon for all wrestling fans. But first and foremost, check out Facebook.com, TalkingWrestling.com. You won't be disappointed. More details coming soon. It's an exciting time for professional wrestling, and it's going to be an exciting site and overall experience for all individuals involved, and just to share a lot of great content for a lot of great wrestling fans. Check it out, Facebook.com/TalkingWrestling.com. Website coming soon. Thank you all very much.
Hi everyone, Ibeza here, and just want to let you know about my two YouTube channels that you might like. First, I have a WWE related channel. I play WWE games, I talk about WWE, the real product and all that sort of stuff. And the other channel, I just play a wider variety of games. The links are in the description of this video, so please head on over and check me out. Thanks very much.
The Max Wrestling Promo Championship returns this November at Promo Series 3.
The warning was given. Make sure your windows are locked and your doors are shut. The butcher can get in. He will get in. You, my friend, have been chosen. You should have kept everyone safe.
All paths lead to this point. Throughout this year I've beaten heroes, yes men, legends, and there's only one left, and that's you. You're not looking to beat Lesnar, you're looking for someone to end you. I'll do what Lesnar should have done 2 years ago, and that is put a shotgun to the back of Old Yellow's head and pull the trigger.
For years I have watched legends come and go, and now it is time to make my mark. The nuclear war is coming, and trust me, you're gonna get front row seats. And bring your gas mask, because it's gonna be toxic.
The time has come. The path of the butcher is over.
And then came the storm that threatened to ruin everything. The Butcher versus Tony Kirkendall.
Trust me. I know my shit. I analyze, I watch, and I predict. And at the end of it, do you know what I'm gonna say? I told you so.
No need for introduction. You know who I am. Seems to be there's someone who is dying for my attention.
It's an amazing rivalry that was producing a lot of super awesome promos, and I was like, oh, this is so exciting. And then those guys tried to kill each other. Love you both, by the way. And then one day later, they somehow become like a tag team and start taking on all these other guys.
The butcher is gonna slay and maim, put you on my wall, wrap this bitch up, go home, pod promo champion.
And the Promo Climax tournament will begin in 2 weeks to determine the new champion. So if you think you can pick up the mic and cut like a machete, get in touch with us, or indeed with Amir on RWT. You know where to find us at Max Wrestling UK.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 2 of Down And Out. I am your host, Daniel Crimmins, and we are coming to you with the review and recap of the post-SummerSlam episode of SmackDown Live. This episode came to us live from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Typically, this is one of the more important episodes of either Raw or SmackDown. So let's get right down to the nitty gritty. Of course, we were welcomed to the show by Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and the absolute greatest color commentator, Byron Saxton. Show opened up with Miz and Maurice in the ring. Great segment. And honestly, I think Miz is probably their gem. I think he's underappreciated. Probably one of the greatest heels in WWE right now. The segment, basically all he did, he mocked Daniel Bryan's retirement from a couple years ago, basically saying how he was done with Daniel Bryan. He was retiring from him. Daniel Bryan comes out. They kind of go back and forth for a wee bit. Brie Bella returns, and Maurice kind of skedaddles, and she goes after Miz. Daniel Bryan comes in, chases Miz out of the ring. It's then announced that they spoke with Paige, and at Hell in a Cell, we will see an intergender tag team match. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus Miz and Maurice. Great segment. We then got the Still to Come segment. Talked about, we'd have an interview with AJ Styles, the Becky Lynch Charlotte thing. And of course, the main event would be New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers for the tag titles. Next up, we had our first match of the evening. Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. It was okay-ish. Finish came when Hardy went to do his signature leg drop. But instead of hitting it, he nails Orton with a low blow, and, they kind of, after the DQ, they kind of went back and forth, so it looks like we're going to get those two at Hell in a Cell. Is it likely to be inside the cell? I wouldn't think so. Probably just be a standard match. We'll probably only get one cell match. Next up, we had Naomi versus Peyton Royce. It was a pretty decent match. Good back and forth action. Finish came when Naomi comes back in the ring. Peyton Royce catches her and hits a suplex for the pin. So it looks like maybe they're pushing the Iconics. Who knows? There have been rumors of a women's tag team titles. So who knows? Maybe we'll see them get it. After this, we got a backstage segment with Big E and Kofi and Xavier. Their usual stick. Honestly, at this point, I am pretty bored of New Day, so I'm just going to move on here. We got a video package highlighting what happened at SummerSlam with the women's triple threat match. We go to commercial break, and then we get the explanation. Becky, why she did it again, why she went after Charlotte. And it was a typical response, basically saying how it was supposed to be her opportunity. It was supposed to be her time, but Charlotte weaseled her way in, and everyone was cheering for Charlotte, not her. Wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad thing. It could have been better, but at that same time, for what it was, Becky Lynch delivered. I've been a fan of Becky Lynch for a number of years. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle her heel run, if they are able to do it successfully. So after, Charlotte comes out and they, kind of do the back and forth action there. And then Paige comes out and tries to, have all the female roster comes out and tries to separate them. The typical melee kind of follows the formula there. So the last we see of the segment is the two being held back. Then we go to a commercial break. After the commercial, we get our next match, which was a rematch from SummerSlam. Rusev and Lana versus Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. Honestly, I think it was a pretty good match. Well, at least for a good SmackDown match. I think this has been a pretty decent feud. Looked like Almas and Vega were going to win it. But Aiden English runs down and stops Almas from using a chair. Almas gets distracted because of it. And Rusev takes advantage and hits the Machka kick. And then gets the accolade. And gets the victory. And after that, you see Rusev and Lana kind of look at Aiden English, kind of trying to figure out what they're going to do. I would imagine somebody's going to turn here. Probably Aiden English would be my guess. And then we go to a backstage segment with the reigning, defending, undisputed United States champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. Basically, he kind of does his usual thing. He ends it with welcoming us to the United States of Nakamerica. Honestly, I think Nakamura is golden right now. I think he should be the WWE champion right now, but that's beside the point. And we get the still to come graphic with a advertisement of the No DQ match for the SmackDown tag titles. We get it. We know it's coming. Back from the break, we get a kind of a recap of the WWE title match from SummerSlam, which, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It was on par with the other matches that AJ and Joe do. I wasn't expecting any less from those two. Renee asked AJ what happened, and AJ says that it didn't end the way it wanted to. He doesn't regret what happened, and that Joe crossed the line. And he says the next time Joe mentions his family, he's going to rip his heart out. Then we see AJ fall, and Joe attacks him, beats him down, and locks him in the cocaine clutch. And then, after that, he grabs the mic and says something about tucking the kids in tonight. But Daddy's already gone night-night. I would fully expect AJ and Joe to take place at Hell in a Cell, most likely inside the Hell in a Cell. I would imagine that to be one of the Hell in a Cell matches, probably that and Strowman versus Reigns. Back from the break, we have Paige in our office for the backstage segment. Carmella comes in and demands her rematch, some comedic bit with R-Truth, and Paige tells Carmella that she will get her rematch next week on SmackDown. So we will have Charlotte versus Carmella for the SmackDown Women's title. Honestly, that's probably just going to end with the disqualification victory for Carmella, because, Becky will probably interfere with that. That brings us to our main event of the evening. For the SmackDown Tag Team titles in a no disqualification match, New Day members Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods taking on the Bludgeon Brothers. Pretty good back and forth action. For people that may not be aware, it was reported on Monday that Eric Rowan was hurt, possibly with a biceps tear. At that point it was just rumor, and that maybe he'd be able to work through it. It became more of a story that maybe, in fact, it was a tear and that he'd be out for some time. And then it was questioning, well, what to do with the tag titles. Well, after a good match, actually a great match for an episode of SmackDown, in which Rowan worked the full match, so big props to him. Finish of the match came with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston putting Harper through the table, and Xavier Woods getting the pin on Harper for the victory and the tag titles. After the match, we got the typical New Day celebration. So it looks like we're going to get more of them. Overall, not a bad show. Not the best. My issue with this lies with putting the tag titles on the New Day. It's a safe method. They've held the titles before. But why not put the titles on somebody else? Why not try, I don't know, Sanity, The Bar, maybe call somebody up from NXT, a surprise. Give us something that we haven't seen. So I'd imagine we'll probably get New Day versus the Usos again. Now, I'm not saying that those matches haven't been good, but it's just getting a bit repetitive. So, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the best, 1 being the absolute worst, how would I rate this show? I'd probably rate it a solid 3.5. Better than average. It had some really great points. But what brought it down was the typical New Day nonsense. Something's got to give here, folks. So, folks, that has been episode number 2 of SmackDown and Out. I've been your host, Daniel Crimmins. Check out my other show, Hell in a Podcast, coming to you on the RWT Facebook page, and this will appear on the RWT YouTube channel. Subscribe and check it out.